Happening, Still Colours family. Yes, 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 yes. It is I again. It's your boy Jarvis. I am here with the whole family, the whole collective. Again, you don't see this regularly, so you need to cherish this moment. I'm here with your boy Kevin.
Wagwan.
Your boy Henry.
Yes.
Your boy Pretesh.
Yeah.
aka Moneyman P. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about this year. We're going to be talking about 2021. You know what time it is. It's list week. It's list month. And you know what, without even further ado, let's get into it, H, because I do believe we're going to start going through our list, what we thought were the best songs and the best albums of the year. But, you know, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, so obviously my list here, I'll start off with the songs. So I've got Mariba, Rider, tune. Tyler, the Creator, Wilshire. And I must say, obviously with Tyler, we'll get into this a bit later, but me and you, Jay, like, we didn't really fuck with the album too tough, innit? But I must say that even though we didn't fuck with the album too tough, he does have some great songs on there. And obviously this is one of the songs, innit, that I really mess with. So yeah, like, then we have Fredo, Back to Basics. I mean, yeah, man. I mean,
big boy song, bro. Big boy tune.
Yeah, big boy tune. I'm not the biggest fan of Fredo, but I must say, like, from when I heard this tune, I remember, I think this tune came out during the early part of 2021.
Yeah, like January or something. Like that.
Yeah. As soon as I heard it, I said, bruv, this is definitely making my best year list. Like, like, this song is just like, it's something else, isn't it? So shout out to Fredo. Then we have Gets. Fire and Brimstone. Obviously, Gets is one of the leading candidates, in my opinion, for Artist of the Year, or my Artist of the Year personally. Obviously, we get onto that a little bit later, but yeah, Gets had a phenomenal year, man, and his album was definitely one of the best albums of 2021. And yeah, Fire and Brimstone is one of the standout tracks from the album. I mean, I could have named quite a few songs on the album, to be fair, you know. But yeah, Fire and Brimstone's definitely the standout to me. And then we have another candidate for Artist of the Year, in my opinion, Little Sims, I Love You, I Hate You. Again, I could have chose a number of songs from the album to get it to put on my list. Like, literally, I spoke for choice, you get it, but I chose I Love You, I Hate You. But yeah, it could have been any one of 19, 18 songs on that album, man. Sims really did bits this year. And then Georgia Smith, Bust Down.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Banger. Vince Staples, the underrated Vince Staples, Sundown Town. Again, one of my favorite albums of this year. And obviously, I feel like Vince is not really talked about a lot. But he's definitely one of the best MCs that we have right now in rap music. So yeah, man, shout out to Vince. And then we have Bouncing Tanaje. Yeah, this one.
Big boy tune.
Yeah. I feel obviously Kevin's also got this one on his list. But yeah, like, Bouncing, great track. Jasmine Sullivan as well, another underrated artist. Pick Up Your Feelings, that's the name of the track. And my last song on here is from a UK underground artist called Sante. Watch out for him. He's definitely one that's up and coming. You'll probably be hearing his name a lot over the next couple of years. But yeah, his song Champagne Shots. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out, man. Banger. And obviously moving on to the albums now, we have Little Sims. Sometimes I may be an introvert, Simbi. See, from there, yeah, I remember, you man can testify, innit? I said, yo, Little Sims, yeah, in my opinion, should go and have either the best album of the year or one of the best albums of the year, literally from when she dropped her. I said it from the start of the year, to be fair. And obviously when she dropped her song Woman, featuring Cleo Soul.
Yeah, you like that record.
Yeah. I said from then, yo. And obviously her album campaign, yeah, for me, yeah, was one of the best album campaigns I've seen over the last 5 or 10 years. I'm not even capping.
You think so? I thought it was. I did. What happened?
This is the rollout, just in terms of the rollout.
Okay.
Yeah, just in terms of the rollout for the album, man. Like, it's one of the best I've seen, innit? You know, obviously I work in marketing, so it's like, you know, yeah, like I don't really see, like, rollouts as precise and as detailed as that one. Like Little Sims put a lot into that rollout, you know. And I feel like that's what a lot of artists are missing. They don't really put time and effort into their rollout. Do you know what I mean? Like Little Sims did. So, because she announced the album in March, and then obviously the release date for the album was September, I think, August, September. So that's a good 6 or 7 months, innit? Do you know what I mean? Before the album comes out. And normally artists don't do that. You announce an album 1 week and then 2 weeks later the album's dropping, innit? You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, no, Simbi, definitely one of the best albums of this year. Then obviously Vince Staples. Again, another one of my favorite albums of this year. Gets Conflict of Interest. I think that goes without saying. I mentioned it before. Gets had a phenomenal year.
Sure.
Definitely had one of the best UK albums of this year. And it's about time, obviously, that Gets got his flowers. You know, I know Gets has won a couple of awards lately. He won a Mobile Award the other day. And I know he won a GRM Daily Award as well. So it's good to see that Gets is getting his flowers, innit? Because obviously Gets has been putting in work for the last like 5 or 10 years, even more than that. You understand? So shout out to Gets, man. And then obviously Nas with King's Disease 2.
You like that, innit? You like that.
Yeah. Definitely better than King's Disease 1. And I feel like with this project, to be honest, I wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I think I was talking with you, Money Man and Kay, on the last segment that we filmed. I said that like when it comes to Nas, this is his best album since the one that he released in 2012.
Yeah.
What's that album called?
Life is Good.
Life is Good. Yeah.
This is his best project since then, and that's a good 8-9 years, isn't it? So shout out to Nas. And then Cleo Soul, Mother, for the 2nd year running. Cleo Soul makes my list. You know, obviously last year she made my list for the album that she released last year, and then she's made it again with Mother. Definitely one of the best soul R&B records or tapes that you can find this year. And Isaiah Rashad, House is Burning.
Okay.
House is Burning. Obviously, it's been a minute since Isaiah released something. I feel like he's been in the shackles of TDE for a minute now, but this year obviously finally released his highly anticipated. Obviously, I know Kay don't agree, but
I can't lie. I'm surprised that you got the album in your list, because there's not many people that have been talking about the album since it came out. But fair enough.
Yeah. But obviously, me and Zenz, for example, we're big
fans. You lot loved it when it came out.
Isaiah's fan base is really niche, isn't it? It's really niche. Yeah. But I'm glad that obviously he released this tape, and I thought it was really good. I felt like it lived up to the hype, innit? And then obviously you have the UK rap group Viber. He released their tape, You Should Be Here. Again, Viber, one of the you know, obviously they're underground, innit? Not many people know about them, but they're sick, man. You know, they're really sick. They remind me of like maybe this is going a bit too far, but they remind me sort of like a UK version of Foreign Exchange, innit? You know what I mean? Like, they remind me of that, innit? So yeah, they're cold, man. They're cold. And then obviously I have Slow Town here with Tyron. You know, I think with even Slow Ty, I was never really a fan of Slow Ty until I saw him perform at Glastonbury in 2019. And when I saw him perform at Glastonbury, I was like, rah, like this guy, like there's a bit of an edge to him, but his music's actually quite good, you know. So then obviously after that, I went to check out obviously his previous tape. I think the one he released in either 2019 or 2020. And I thought that was good, innit? And then obviously he's followed that up with the tape that he released this year, Tyron. And I thought that was really good as well. So yeah, it's definitely been in my list since the album got released. So yeah, man, shout out to Slow Ty. And then I've got the R&B group Van Jess with Homegrown. Shout out to them. And then I've got Mark Ayers with Magic 8 Ball. So yeah, obviously that's my list, innit? Yeah.
Sweet, bro, sweet. Some very, very strong mentions there. Some very strong songs. Let me kick it to K, fam. What's on your list? Songs and albums, bro.
Yeah, so if we start off with song Safari with Tyler the Creator, like I think you two didn't like the album. I thought it was okay to decent, but I thought Safari is an excellent song, man. Like probably one of the best braggadocious and sort of like, you know, look at where I've come in life record by any rapper that I really like this year. Back to Basic by Fredo. I mean, I can't lie, bro. It's fucking phenomenal, man. Like the production is excellent. It's minimalistic, but it's just gorgeous. And Fredo's bars are just straight to the point. It's cruddy, it's luxurious, it's ridiculous. It's everything that you want in a rapper. Gets Fire and Brimstone, like well, Henry, everything Henry is saying, I've been echoing. And as soon as the album came out, it was already my favorite album list. And with Fire and Brimstone, again, the paranoia, you know, like having come out from, you know, the dark past that he once had and now to the present where he's obviously got everything that he wants, but still feeling that paranoia. Brilliant record as well. And I love the instrumentation between like the past and the present. So old school like G-funk with like grime in it as well. Like it's a nice influence of like different types of hip hop. Then we got Sound Slow, Arab, Afjeb, and that's quite surprising, this artist, I found out, because I saw one of the reviews on Pitchfork, and I decided to hear some of the album, but I like some of the record, especially this record, which is like a sort of like a beautiful, like ambient indie, sort of like Pakistani record as well, so really like that song as well. And Movement 6, Flowing Points, Pharaoh Sanders, and London Symphony Orchestra. Yeah, like, Promises for me, probably, like if I had to pick an album that's on top, that probably is on top. And again, it's because Flowing Points has been on a remarkable form, but again, he takes it another step, this time with collaborating with Pharaoh Sanders, who's this, you know, jazz musician that's been doing it now for like decades now, and then with the London Symphony Orchestra, and come up to do this beautiful album that for me is as much about the universe, it is as much as about like conflict just in life as well. So love that record. Adele, Love Is a Game. I thought it was a good album, and I thought Love Is a Game was a standout piece, and also her lyricism on that is brilliant. Like it's definitely a step up for me from her past work, and just how candid she is on this record is really fantastic. Something that I wasn't expecting from Adele. Bouncing by Tinashe. Tinashe is also another artist that could probably vying in for my artist of the year, because years gone by, she like her career was starting to dwindling down, and then with this album she finally picks up. She's gone independent, and this Bouncing is sort of like a coming out record, and like, you know, just singing about joy, just a happy record. But my God, it's just gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it's one of the, actually, if I had to pick which is my favorite video of the year, then the Bounce video is that as well. Rider by Meriba as well, like another record H had on his list as well. Rider is beautiful love song, absolutely gorgeous, man. Like the influence between like, you know, contemporary like urban music, a little bit of old, like it's just gorgeous and it's amazing. And this also is an amazing video. Then we got Space 8 by Nalia. So Nalia Sinefro is a UK jazz artist, only 22 years old. So she made this jazz album called Space 1 and 8. That's been on my favorite list. After, again, I sort of saw a Pitchfork review, decided to hear it. And that album is mostly influenced about, you know, about the universe in general. And I really love Space 8, beautiful ambient song as well. That's quite meditative and deep. And then we got Misunderstood by Little Sims. And yeah, absolutely, like the instrumentation, I swear, I feel like me and Henry, we did the review for it. And I just literally feel like Erykah Badu will be jealous hearing that instrumentation, because it is like the backing vocal sounds as if like it's Erykah Badu, but she takes it also another step with her lyricism and just being a person who's misunderstood with, you know, various of people in her life. So that is just the songs. And I also had like a hot list mention of songs that didn't end up making it, but I thought also a fantastic record in their own right. And that is So I Lie by Miguel. Again, fantastic song about like, you know, deceiving oneself. Do you get me? You know, deceiving oneself so much so one can continue to live on in life as well. And it's got this classic Miguel instrumentation between like, you know, like urban records, but also kind of like poppy and rocky. So it's fantastic there. And then, Family Ties by Getz, man. For me, as a, like, when a rap artist make a record like Family Ties, that's when you kind of know that they're in a different space. That they're not thinking like what a normal rapper would think about. That they're going into a realm that that most rappers don't go to that realm, and they're going very deep, very vulnerable, and talking about obviously talking about loads of the things that we're going to we used to hear from, you know, rappers, but more importantly, talking about, you know, how the love of others help you persevere, you know, the difficult situation that they're in. So that's what Family Ties is. It's one of my hot list mention. Then we got now albums. Albums, of course, conflicts of interest, pretty much like Henry. I mean, it goes without saying that for me, as soon as I heard the album, was immediately in my list. And I know he was not going to leave there, because what Gets was doing, he's able to get loads of things right. It is, as you know, it is poppy, but it's also got loads of substance to it and good production and good lyricism. So conflicts of interest that is in there. And also, more importantly, it's also extremely vulnerable. Like, there's loads of life lessons there. And again, that can only come from an experienced MC like Gets. Simbi, Little Sims. Little Sims has grown so much, man, I can't lie. Like, 2016, remember Jarvis on the group chat, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this woman complaining about not getting picked for BBC Radio 1 from she's moved mad delusional. And from now, like, it was absolutely ridiculous. And from now on, being this like lauded artist who come, you know, is literally delivered her second great album. Like, right now, she's among the greats, fam. And then that's, it's not, you can't even dispute it, because for me, Simbi is a fantastic record. My production is amazing. The lyricism is amazing. And she really has shown that, yo, she is fighting with the best, and she is one of the best. So anyone chat shit about Lil Simbi this time, fam, man, is out there to defend it, fam. I've changed my...
Oh, yeah, you changed your stance.
I changed my allegiances. You get that? I changed my allegiances. We got Mother by Cleo Soul. Again, I was introduced by Henry, who told me to actually listen to the first album that I didn't get to listen to, so I listened to this new one because, again, it was a new album. And I really liked it. Really lovely, soulful, and beautiful album as well. Obviously, Cleo Soul talking about now finally being a mother and sort of going through those little, you know, lessons of what she sort of learned there as well. I thought in terms of production, absolutely stellar. We got Tinashe 333. I think this is probably her best solo album to date, man. Like, it's got a beautiful mixture between electronic music and also R&B music as well, and also other different genre as well. And she's also added like a deeper layer there as well in terms of the subject matter as well, you know, their sense of idea of, you know, just freeing oneself finally from all this sort of shackles of life. So I thought 333 was amazing. We got Vince Staples, that we did a review, I think all of three of us, or at least me and him did a review for that, and I thought that was an excellent really album as well, especially the James Blake record as well. You know, I love this sort of influence that James Blake has on that record, and also Vince Staples' execution. But Vince Staples been on form for quite a long while. Like, he's got also other albums that are also excellent as well. So yeah, he's also one of those rappers that don't get loads praises, but if you know type of thing. That's the thing with Vince Staples. We got Miguel Art Dealer Chick. Even though it's an EP, the Miguel EP, I thought it was excellent, man. I think he only had like 3 to 4, 5 records, and it had really like fantastic records, like records again that shows his brilliant sort of songwriting, and also brilliant instrumentation. Kind of like a continuation of Kaleidoscope Dream, those type of flavor with those records. And that's why I really like this EP, and I thought it was fantastic. Then we got Space 1 and 8 by Nala Sinefro. Again, I've kind of mentioned exactly what the type of influence that album was. And I was super excited to actually hear about this artist, you know, and the fact that she's from the UK as well makes it, you know, much better. I really love that. And then we got Promises by Floating Points. And I've actually finished watching Universe finally, Jarvis. And this album is like the perfect accompanying piece to Universe, because it is, it is as dramatic as watching, you know, atoms forming together and they sort of like bursting and trying to sort of create this sort of, I don't know, this new star. Is as dramatic, as beautiful, and as emotional as anything that I've ever heard in a very long period of time. And for me, I think if I had to make the one that tops it up, that will top it up. So yeah, that is my list for this year.
Sweet stuff, man. Thank you so much, Kate. Some very, very strong albums there. One thing I definitely want to say about Kevin's list as well, very eclectic, guys. You guys definitely need to take a look at this guy's list. A lot of the albums, a lot of the songs and albums on that list appear on many other publications as well. It's in terms of like the best albums of the year, guys. So please check those out. Let me get into my one, guys. Let's do it, bro. Let me get into my one. For me, Let's start with the songs. Hiatus Coyote Red Room. Oh my God, this song here, yeah. Let me even set the scene when I first heard it, yeah. Summertime. The sun was setting, the sky was orange, and this song was just playing. And I swear to God, I nearly cried. I was like, it's such a reflective, beautiful, simple song. I've got a red room, sunlight in my bedroom. Are you mad? Hey, I felt everything. And it all made sense to me. So definitely very, very big song. Brent Faiyaz, Wasting Time. Hear me out, bro. I know a lot of people did not rate this song, but for me, it was the perfect mixture of vintage Neptunes, a solid Drake verse, and Brent Faiyaz just doing what he does well, being toxic. It was immense. And for me, yeah, I've been a massive fan. Kevin would know this actually. I've been a massive fan of the Neptunes forever.
Yeah, forever, yeah.
Literally forever. So anything Pharrell and Chad Hugo are on, I'm there, bro. So definitely appreciate that song.
Can I say one thing as well? I do think it's a fantastic homage for Brent Faiyaz. Like, I'm not a big fan of the record, but I think he executed the sound perfectly. Like that record could have been released during that period of time and it wouldn't have sound out of place. It literally sounded as if it came from that period of time, and that's a difficult thing to execute. So shout out to him for doing that.
Very difficult, fam. Definitely sounds like it could come. It's weird when you say that because it makes sense. Like, it doesn't sound dated, but it sounds like it would fit into that period of time, which is good. And next we've got Blanco TSG. This guy right here, yeah, in drill, in UK rap in general, is one of the best lyricists. Like, the bars this guy spits and pens together, and his anime bars and his rant is incredible. Bro, I swear to God, I don't even watch anime like that, and I'm just there like, oh my God, are you mad? Incredible. Unknown T Goodums. Like, this guy, for me, has the best flow in the UK. Best flow and probably the best voice as well. His voice is very strong. He's got that deep, just like when he's on a track, he's got presence, and his flow is incredible. Goodums was a deviation from his usual track. It was much more slow and it had much more of a soft melody, but I was a big fan of it.
Yeah, Goodums it's a hard track still.
Hard track. And then we've got Nardo Wick, Who Wants Smoke. Like, obviously the man them know I'm about my gas tunes, innit? Like, there will never be a year if I don't have a gas song on it. And this one is Who Wants Smoke With Me? Are you mad? This song right here, yeah, is literally a murderous anthem. I'm here for it. I'm ready to catch bodies every time I hear it.
For no reason.
For no reason. I'm on the central line at 2 p.m. looking at people. Who wants smoke with me? Who wants it? I'm ready to
wants it, fam.
And then after that, for me, one of the biggest songs of the summer for me, Skepta Nirvana. Jesus Christ. The amount of time.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That was big. That was huge, yeah.
Such a simple song.
By the way, the video is fantastic. The video is very good. The video is incredible.
The video is incredible, fam. Skepta for James Bond, fam. Very good, fam. Very good song right there. And then after this, yeah, as soon as I heard this, I told these man here, yeah, for me, one of the greatest verse that was dropped this year, Kanye West, Life of the Party, and in particularly Andre 3000.
Yeah, of course. Andre's verses were definitely one of the verses. Yeah, of course, man.
Oh, literally, bro, like this, the way this guy talks about his hurt of losing his mum and his dad, and losing faith
and existential cry. Yeah, I can't. He's bro. For sure.
And the thing is, yeah, the way this guy pins his verses together, I'm like, my guy, I need to kidnap this guy and make him write an album, bro.
Yeah.
Because he's literally in the vault. He has the greatest album in hip hop, just waiting for us in the vault. And meanwhile, this guy's going around playing flutes, wasting time. And then after that, I've got Tyler the Creator, Wilshire, which for me was, as Henry and Kay were saying, Tyler the Creator's album, funny enough, was not on my favorite album of the year list. But this particular song, 8 minutes of storytelling, of essentially him cheating with someone else, and then
that record,
and then that person basically using him and him basically having to get over it. One thing about me, I like heartbreak, Tyler. I like that guy who's heartbroken. Yeah, keep talking that shit. That's why I was a big fan of that one right there. And then we've got, obviously for me, I had to have him on the list because he passed away. My guy, Young Dolph, Case Closed. My God, this guy right here, yeah, I still can't even Money Man was the one who unfortunately broke the news to me. I can't even explain the way this guy just makes you want to get money. I just can't explain it. This guy talks to you. He talks to you like you're broke, but also he hypes you up at the same time. Are you mad? Are you mad? He said, when my son dies, he's going to be a rich bastard. When I die, my son's going to be a rich bastard. What? Are you mad? Are you mad? Listen, let me not even talk. Young Dolph, R.I.P. And then after that, we've got Vince Staples, Take Me Home. Vince Staples is one of these artists where every album, low key, he actually reinvents his sound. He tries something new.
Yeah. True. Very true. Very true. He takes a lot of risks. He takes
so many risks, and it's so interesting because you got to be. This guy's talking about some big cripping as well. Like, some gangster shit, but it just works and it just sounds amazing. This one right here, he's talking about his paranoia about being the only one who's made it out of the hood.
The survival guilt story.
The survival guilt story, but also, who can I trust type of energy, and I'm such a big fan of that. So yeah, that rounds up my songs. And to go into the album, of course, it's been on all of our lists so far. Gets Conflict of Interest. Like we reviewed this album in the beginning of the year, and it was like in February or something like that. And even then, we knew, this is a special one. It's going to be on everyone's list. Like I can't say, I can't say more. You guys have already said everything about it. Incredible album. Gets really bit literally since freaking we was in goddamn secondary school, since Kevin was in Sweden. This guy
was shelling clubs, fam.
Shelling clubs, fam. Get me, so hold tight, Gets. And then for me, this was a freaking unexpected song. So unexpected album. Bad Not Good, Talk Memory. Bro, I highly implore everyone to listen to this album. It's the jazz elements and the ease of listening to this album. It really feels like a fairy tale, but an emotional fairy tale. Like, it's beautiful night music. For me, it's in my night playlist. Like, when I listen to it, I envision the nighttime and going somewhere far on a train and being immersed in my experience. It's such a beautiful album, this one right here. And then we've got Madlib's Sound Ancestors. Wow.
Oh, can I say, I think I love Road the Lonely Ones. I thought that was an excellent record. I thought the album just left me like, I wanted something to just engage me a bit more. But go on. Why did you
know what I appreciate about the album? Yeah, one thing about Madlib, he's very genre. He samples from a lot of genres. So randomly, he'll go to Brazil, and then he'll go to Africa, and then he'll go somewhere else. And this album basically is an encapsulation of everything, basically. Old school soul, and then you have a bit of this Brazilian thing, the African thing. It's sound ancestors, where we came from. You get me? Where everything originates from. It's incredible. And like you said, Road of the Lonely Ones. Yeah, it's actually quite a repetitive song, but it just works.
That's the one I took from it. That's the one I really gravitated to when I heard that record. Yeah,
incredible, bro. And then after that, we've got Millions, Provisional License. For me, probably the best draw album of the year. Like, so unexpected. Like, my guy Millions out of Birmingham, flow intact, lyrically incredible, very funny as well. He's a very funny lyricist. When you listen to this guy, bro, the album is hilarious. The album is basically him moving a young couple of keys with a girl in a car and the police stopping them and him going to prison. Like, it's very interesting. And one thing I appreciate about it as well, it's not just glamorous. It's not just glamorous. It's not just, the high life. It's not just, licking shots off. There's the low point of him being, him being in prison, and like basically everyone leaving him and him just being by himself. For the UK, we don't usually get that. We usually get I'm shooting and I'm booting. That's it. So I appreciate that. And also this one for me, Nas, King's Disease 2. Jesus Christ.
You like that album as well, innit?
Yeah. I'm so angry at the Grammys. This is the album that Nas deserves a Grammy for. This is it. This is the one he deserves it for. Freddie Gibbs was robbed last year, and Nas had this album just chilling when you could have dropped this one this year and waited for your chance. It's nonsense. This album was good. This album was probably the first time, like, Nas, for me, the difficulty with him, he hasn't been able to do the transition that Jay-Z has to Older Statesman. To the guy who, I've transitioned through life. I've learned some things. I'm onto different things. I'm into businesses. I'm into art. I'm into education and stuff like that. Nas is into education in another way, in the, Black astrological science.
The 5%ers, fam. The 5%ers, fam.
5% is the 5 pillars of hip hop, fam. This guy is in it on that vibe, innit? And there's nothing wrong with that if that's your cup of tea. But for me, I like progression. You can't be talking about the same stuff for 20 years. And Life is Good is a perfect example of Nas not doing that in this album as well. Beautiful album. And then we've got Cleo Soul, Mother. For me, sonically, an amazing album. I didn't know what to expect listening to it. Obviously, Henry put this in a group, told all of us man to listen to it, and incredible, beautiful album. very wholesome album as well. I'm a big fan of this album. And then we've got my guy Currency, still stoned on Ocean. This guy is the only guy who can drop 17 mixtapes in 1 year and still sound incredible. I don't care.
I got a question to ask.
No, how many albums is that this year alone, bro?
Bro, at least four.
Hold on, I got a question. Is it the same sound again? Like,
bro, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Like, after all these years, man, still doing the same sound. Shout out to him,
bro. Listen, really, you man need to listen to this album. Yeah, it reminds me of. So he's had a previous album called The Drive-Thru Cinema, where he basically samples The Godfather, and it basically leads through the album. And this album is something similar, where he samples loads of like old Italian films, Scarface films from like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, and it drives the album. And you can just imagine being in Miami in a drop top, just talking flash shit, and I'm here for it, bro. Big fan. Big fan of it. And then after that, we've got my guy. We've got Men I Trust Untourable album. So me and Moneyman P, we've been on to Men I Trust for this year essentially. Such a beautiful, like as mad as it sounds, in the most complimentary way, an easy album to listen to. Like, you can listen to it from start to finish, and in a weird way, not realize you're listening to different songs. It's such an easy, beautiful electronic listen. Like, I'm such a big fan of this album. So Hold Tight Them out of Montreal. My guy Larry June, Orange Print. I said this last year and I'll say it again. Larry June makes you want to invest in stocks, eat right, and eat organically. Bruv, are you mad?
And I'm here for it.
Shout out to Larry June, man. Shout out to
Larry June. My guy's talking about cycling every morning. Yeah, let's talk your talk, bro.
Rappers need to cycle. Rappers need to cycle, but not die.
Cycle and eat fruits. That's what you need to do. So that's what our rappers need to do. And last but not least, an album that I did not expect. I literally came upon this album randomly. Topaz, don't get your mum on this. It's freaking incredible. It's akin to a mixture between, old Chance the Rapper, Shmino, Sabah, The Foreign Exchange. Beautiful album. And also in terms of album covers of the year, for me, this might be one of the best album covers of the year. Guys, I trust you. Like, it's a spiral staircase with loads of black people. It just looks beautiful to me. I'm a big fan of it. But that's enough from me. Those are my lists, my songs, and my album list. I'm going to throw it to Pritesh, bro. What have you got on your list?
I've got quite a few similar to you, actually. And yeah, all the ones I didn't make are pretty similar to the ones that are on your list, to be fair. In no order, songs, we've got Help Is On The Way by Waves. Waves are sort of like an alt surf rock sort of group. Haven't released anything since about 2017, so been looking forward to a new album coming out. I was listening to them a lot during like the first lockdown and stuff like that, so yeah, the hype was building for a while. Mama's Purse by Maxwell Cream. I did not expect Maxwell Cream to come out with a project like he did. I've always heard him on features before and I thought it was hard, but that project I can listen to back to front, and his lyricism on some of the songs, he like tells a story that I didn't know he was capable of. In fact, I'm surprised that album's not on Jarvis's list.
Bro, it's one of those ones where I was struggling. I was struggling, but it's honorable mentions one. That one, beautiful album, man. Very sick.
And then after that, we've got 3 AM by Haim and Thundercat. Again, I've never really listened to Haim before, but I think that song is just brilliant. There's Nothing You Can't Do by Spirit of the Beehive. Discovered this band back in like January, February this year. Sort of like, again, alternative rock, a bit sort of psychedelic rock. Their album's only about 6 songs, but literally about 4 of them are just like could have made it onto this list themselves.
Oh, wow.
Velvet Leaves by Puma Blue. You saw the interview with him earlier this year. Never heard of him before this year, but that album, if I was going to say an album that's probably top of the list, that would probably be it. Actually, no, the album, in terms of songs, yeah, that would definitely be in the top 3 or 4 as well. Next song is The Shining by Vince Staples. I think we've all talked about Vince Staples already. I think like ever since he came out with them, he's going to be on my albums as well, but ever since he came out with that Hell Can Wait mixtape back in 2013, 14, I think every project he's come out has been like one of my top 5, 6 of the year. He's easily like, he's done EDM albums, he's done sort of more introspective albums. He manages to reinvent himself every album.
He's very consistent.
Yeah, massively. And then we've got Photographic Memories, Boldy James featuring Rock Marciano and El Sweatshirt. Boldy James is always going to be on my list if he releases a project. I just think he's like unbelievable. And Rock Marciano's another one for like underground New York. You see all likes of like Griselda and all that. They all sort of take inspiration from him. I don't think he gets anywhere near the credit he deserves. Tree Among Shrubs from Men I Trust, from that album Jarvis mentioned earlier. That's in his top 10. I think that's a great song. The album would have made it into my list. Actually, if I'd been listening to that album the morning I made a list, it probably would have made a list. Next song is Evil Eye by Mike. Mike, he's actually born in Hackney, then moved to America, then moved back to Hackney, then moved to Atlanta, and now he's rapping out of America. He's sort of South underground hip hop. Hasn't released that much, but he had a pretty decent album this past year. And then we've got A Goat and a Dolphin by Young Dolph and Key Glock. In that Dumb and Dumber 2 album, the first one I thought was proper hard, and the second one I think is even better. And if we go on to albums, In Praise of Shadows by Puma Blue, like this isn't top type of music that I normally listen to, but this is easily top 3, top 2, probably even the top album of the year for me. We've got A Harder Way by Waves. Again, a very short album. It's not got that many songs, but I just really like Wave style of music. All the albums I listen to, I fuck with all of them pretty much. Vince Staples, I think he was on all our lists pretty much, wasn't he? Yeah. So I think that's like a consensus pick. I think anyone who listens to hip hop would have him in the top albums of the year, to be fair.
Hard.
And then we've got Yellow Tape 2 by Key Glock. He features twice in my top 10 albums. That tape for me, I think Key Glock and Young Dolph just do, for me, like if I'm listening to trap music, that's how I want my trap music to come. And it's a shame Key Glock's like sort of going for a difficult period, obviously, because his cousin died. But yeah, that album, he was on for a big year with in 2 albums that charted in like the top 40, I think it was, in America. But yes, it's sad to see that.
Can I ask, is he a new artist? How long has he been in the game for?
He's young, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like Young Dolph's younger cousin. He's like 24, 25.
Yeah, okay. He's young.
Can we give an honourable shout out to the album cover as well? Just all them yellow cars.
Yeah, Key Glock again, Dumb and Dumber 2, Young Dolph, Jarvis Knowles. I'm a massive Young Dolph fan. That album was always going to make it onto the list. Half God by Wiki. He's this underground rapper from New York. He was in a group called Rap King time ago. Yeah, I think he's hard. He's also done a few tracks with Skepta as well. Weight of the World by Maxwell Cream, mentioned this earlier. I would have never, if someone told me this album was coming out before I heard it, I would have never thought it was going to make a top 10 list of mine. But yeah, the album just surpassed all of my expectations. Bo Jackson by Boldy James and the Alchemist. I had the album from 2020 on my list last year. To be honest, I think this one's even better. A lot of the features are the same. Griselda, Freddie Gibbs, all that lot. Unknown T, Adolescence. This one, big fan of that album, big fan of Unknown T. But if I was going to say the sort of ones that missed out, if they could slot in, it would probably be this one that got left out. Still, was a tight pick for this one. And then Entertainment Death by Spirit of the Beehive. Again, like it's about 5 or 6 songs, I think, the whole album. But yeah, 4 of them could have easily been in my top 10 songs of the year.
Can I ask about Wiki? On the Wiki album, has he improved lyrically? Because what I found out about Wiki, especially when he started off with the group, is that he was more based on flow for me rather than lyrics. So
yeah, when he was on Rap King, it was more hype than that because he was like 19, 20 or something. But his solo album's more about story.
Okay.
So like No More Mountains in Manhattan's like a concept album where he talks about growing up in New York.
Oh, okay, cool. It's interesting to see. Okay, well, I'll look into that.
Excellent stuff, guys. And you guys make sure to check out Wiki as well. We don't mean Wikipedia, we mean the artist.
I knew a joke like that was coming.
Yeah, bro, it was an easy one still.